my right mind. 5 days straight. Don't need no. I've been on my. I don't need no help. No sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get lift off. I never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live. I don't know what the mad for. I just had to do and got a really big bag for. Still at your mama crib ain't getting money. You gotta ask for it. I'm tired of complaining. I gotta change my situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the San Francisco 49ers. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 47 -1 Harbaugh. The Ravens and 49ers are underway.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Here we go. Wait, 80! Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 65.
Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. This one complete to Coleman. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it third down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. There's Garoppolo to throw. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
You got tape. Check safety. Check. Echo. Kill.
They run for the first time with Justice Hill. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Watch twist.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. He'll run it. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's Coleman. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Garoppolo now. He finds Coleman. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, 36 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
We're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Jackson escaping the pressure right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be calling for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. He's showing the different ways he can hit you in this first quarter. 1 rushing, 1 receiving touchdown.
He's showing us he's not just a stereotype, isn't he? Not just a guy who carries the ball in the backfield, can get out into space, make plays with his hands downfield. That's a pretty good combination right there.
Defensively, you'd prefer to be going against the stereotype, wouldn't you?
At least you know where he is, right? That gives you a chance to get more people to him and get him on the ground.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Throwing on second down. Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
And he better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. On third down, Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Here we go. 13.
On second down, it's Coleman. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. On third down, here's Coleman. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. 17-0 our score after 1. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. Throwing on second and long. Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Eric Armstead picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to fire. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Check. Go. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Dudes. Kill. They go.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
21. Here we go.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Open man is born. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defense. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Jackson from the shotgun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D. Ford able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. Jackson now. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. It's Coleman, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a give right side, Coleman. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
Here we go.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And Gold is able to put it through, and the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now Jackson on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. D. Ford able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack on first down, Jackson, he'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown, 53 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Looking to throw on second down. Garoppolo. This is Coleman with a grab. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on fourth.
Hey, come on.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run it.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Gold able to tack on the extra point. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen. Accelerating, and off he goes. 20, 10, touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Jackson.
I had a coach tell me a long time ago that running a screen pass is similar to acting 101 for your offense because you got to show something different and create extra space for linemen to chase the quarterback in order to create extra room for the receiver to catch the football and maneuver upfield. In this case, though, give a lot of credit to the defense. They communicated well. You could hear them talking to each other on the field, and they reacted and knocked it away.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Throwing is Jackson. And that is going to be incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the 49ers are going to get the football back.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Pass complete here to Sanders. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing on 2nd down, Garoppolo. And this one complete to Levine Toilolo. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 23. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 23. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
All day, baby, all day.
It's Coleman here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
21. Here we go.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They'll run it with Coleman, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Tevin Coleman taking it in as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Eric Armstead able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson now throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. D. Ford getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now it's Jackson. And he's going to go down again. DeForest Buckner. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. So they have now gone for it on 4th 4 times, and they have converted no times.
I know we talk about analytics and how it's entered into the game, and there's a good percentage that says, go for it, you actually make a good percentage. In this case, the analytics just went right out the window. 0 for 4. They've got to start looking at things in a different way.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
He's going deep for Brown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time. He's got him in. Complete. The 40, 30, Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, 49ers. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo as his game on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Gold with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Ooh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Come get some. Come on.
Now Jackson to throw again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson. Well, he's going to go for it all. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here as he's taken down. D Ford. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Anthony Overett picks it. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
Here we go.
To throw is Jackson. Going to throw again. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught inside the 20. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens, they claw one back.
Watch the run. That's big shot. Switch. Undercut. It's a safety creek.
Jackson forced out to his left. And they finally catch up to him and take him down. Jeez, where was he going? A huge loss there. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
40. Here we go. Like 20. Ain't giving up nothing today.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Handoff, Coleman, right side. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
21.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick. But let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
He's going deep for Brown. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. Garoppolo on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 44. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. But it's going to be 2nd down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Jackson throwing again. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked by Tavarius Moore. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Well, Garoppolo's going to throw it. This one complete to Coleman. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down. On third down, Coleman. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. He gets away from 1. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Now after that sack, it's third and long for Jackson and the Ravens. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Taking a shot for Samuel. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of